Do you guys want to talk about some Vegas history? Yeah, I know you do. So I got something this weekend that I want to show you that's very rare and very cool. It is this lighter, very 50s lighter. It is the El Rancho Vegas. But you guys don't know about the El Rancho Vegas. Good thing I'm going to tell you. So the El Rancho Vegas was built in 1941, and it was the very first resort on the Las Vegas Strip. Now, the Las Vegas Strip was not known as the Las Vegas Strip at the time. It was simply Highway 91. And it's outside of the city of Las Vegas. It's actually the county. The Strip is the county. When they built the El Rancho Vegas, they wanted to make it a step up from the resorts or from the casinos that were on Fremont Street, which were pretty much sawdust joints. They wanted to make it a step up, but they didn't want to scare away locals, so they had a kind of an in-between. Because remember, it's 6 years before we get the Flamingo, which was the first carpet joint on the Strip, the very first resort of its kind. Now, the El Rancho Vegas had obviously a Western theme. Let me show you. This is an early El Rancho Vegas picture. You can kind of see the Western-y themes. There's some ties in the front and the windmill, which became a very important landmark, local landmark at the time. Here is the neon sign all lit up and beautiful in the western sky. It's important to remember that the El Rancho Vegas is different than the El Rancho. We actually had a hotel that was called the El Rancho, which is not the same one. This one is the one that was the very first resort on the Strip. Some really cool firsts and very cool things occurred within the El Rancho Vegas when it was around. The KENO or Keno radio station operated from the grounds of the casino. Also in the 50s, the radio station was in the 40s. In the 50s, the KSHO TV station operated from within the El Rancho Vegas. It also had the only gambling horse in the world. Now, most people get shocked when I say this, but there was a time where you could ride your horse into the casino, most of the casinos here in Las Vegas. And the El Rancho Vegas had Lucky Silver, who was a horse, who would nudge chips into place for you if you were playing roulette. Also, it was the first place to start what was known as the buffet. The modern Las Vegas buffet was created by Baron Kettleman. It was the Midnight Chuck Wagon, and then there was also the Buckaroo Roundup. They started at the El Rancho Vegas because the thought was, here, have some food, then go gamble some more. Kind of cool, huh? So in 1933, the Roundup Room, which was the nightclub, which was the performing space, became known as the Opera House. And sometimes you can find things that are still Opera House related. Now, on June 17th, 1960, a fire started at about 4:30 in the morning, and it ripped through the casino. Here are some pictures that you can see. This came from the UNLV Special Collections, which you can look at online if you are so inclined. Betty Grable and Harry James were actually performing in the lounge at the time when the fire started ripping through everything and people were just kind of scattering. Pearl Bailey, the singer Pearl Bailey, Minnie Hines, and Phil Ford actually crashed her car into a tree trying to get away from it. It took about 20 minutes for the fire to completely gut everything. As you can see, here it is in the fire. It swept through dressing rooms, buffet, casinos, offices, bungalows, everything. And the windmill, the neon windmill, which was 50 feet tall, actually toppled over in the fire. The fire itself, in addition to the property damage, actually damaged almost $500,000 in cash. Burned up $500,000 in cash. Almost $476,000. So the cause of the fire was never really ascertained. At first they thought it was arson, then they didn't declare it arson. So we don't really know what brought the El Rancho Vegas down in 1960. It's very interesting. I mean, the El Rancho also hosted a lot of artists who came in. Dean Martin, Eartha Kitt. Here's an Eartha Kitt postcard from the El Rancho, as you can see. Looking fabulous. I know her daughter is on TikTok, so Kitt, there you go. In 1958, they were one of the first places to offer nude showgirls, which they turned around that same year and removed because of religious leaders putting pressure on them. Also, Gloria Day was the first magician to ever play on the Las Vegas Strip because she played at the El Rancho Vegas. So there is a little bit about the El Rancho Vegas a casino and resort that locals remember somewhat, but I get the rest of the world probably doesn't. So there's your little bit of Las Vegas history. If you like these, or if you know some stories about Vegas, or if you want me to talk about specific places in Vegas, just drop me a line in the comments and I will do my best to get to it. I know I have to do something on the skim at the Tropicana for Lauren from Palm Springs. I swear I'm going to do it, Lauren. Anyways, remember, what happens in Vegas you can take with you, because we don't want it anymore.